Hello everyone, it's me, Nancy Finch, doing another Tea with Nan on a Monday at 12 o'clock. Welcome, hope you've got your cuppa ready. I've got a lovely dreamy cup today. It's going really nicely with the weather. It's a lovely day. It's all a bit it's refreshing and the sun is trying to come through and it's just a lovely, beautiful day. And it's a Monday, my favourite day. So I have somebody on here already. If you'd like to, oh, two people already. I hope you've got your cuppa. I've had loads today. So come on here and say hi and I will send you a nice Monday hug. Nice warm Monday hug. It was a bit cold. So yeah, I hope you're all okay and you've had a good week since the last time I was on here. Today's Tea with Nan is all about healing with laughter, to heal yourself with laughter. We all need a bit of laughter, don't we? We all love having a good laugh with our friends and our families or whatever. Oh, Julie's on here first. Oh, and Kevin. Hi, darling. That's lovely you're both here. Oh, happy Monday hugs. So, healing with laughter. Why is it so important? Well, because we all know it's very good for you. And Vanda's here. Happy Monday to you too, my darling. Laughter is the best medicine. People know this. We've always known it. We've known it for many, many years. You look back in history, people used to go to shows, even in Victorian times, they were always valuing, laughter, having a good time, being with your friends and family. If you can have a good laugh with them, that's really good bonding, isn't it? May's here as well. Happy Monday to you, May. So we help ourselves in lots of ways when we laugh. We help to raise the vibe in ourselves is happier. We send out this nice vibe. It's relaxed. Oh, it's nice that so many people are on here already. We help ourselves on many levels. We help ourselves emotionally, mentally, physically. The vibe we give out, like I've just said. And it's also quite contagious to start having a giggle and a laugh, with friends or family, to raise that energy. Other people want to be the same. They look at you and they get inspired by you. They are lifted by your energy as you are having a laugh or you're smiling at them. People do feel it. And it's very important right now that we keep our emotional balloon high, isn't it? Because if we can keep ourselves well on that level, then quite often our bodies will follow that emotion, won't they? So it's very good for you for so many reasons. I've written a little note here. Oh, so more people are coming on. That's lovely. So many reasons. We love it. How about that? We absolutely love having a laugh, don't we? It raises the mood of the room and yourself. Brilliant. So what does it do physically? I have got a whole thing here. Well, it really is very good for brain function, apparently. I did some research on this as well, but it's good for brain function and it releases endorphins. Now, that's a natural way to release inflammation and stress and pain in your body. It's good for blood pressure. I didn't know that before, but it actually is really good for you. It's good for the blood flow, the oxygen level in your body, anti-inflammatory. If you've got anything at all in your body that is in pain, wouldn't this be a great exercise to find something that makes you have a laugh or a giggle and be childlike and to raise that lovely energy? Hi, Kerry. Nice to see you, darling. And Leanne. Lots of love to both of you. So if you can focus on having a laugh and intending that, then you are actually helping yourself on such a good physical level. It lowers blood pressure. It's good for cardiac issues as well. So generally you can't lose, can you? Physically you're going to have a good result from that. Emotionally your inner child is happier because there you are in the moment, not worried about this or that or stressed over this or that. You're actually just in that moment having a laugh. And even if you're watching something on here on one of the the channels, the YouTube channels or whatever, and you're watching something and it just makes you burst out in the room just laughing on your own, that's good too. You don't have to have somebody else to laugh with. I'm quite often doing that. I'm looking at some comedy thing and I'm sure my next door neighbours can hear me laughing. It's so good for you. Hi Julie, glad you've turned up. And Val, oh, happy hugs to you too, my darling. So it's really important to have a laugh. Whatever we're worried about, whatever we're thinking about, stressed about, this is a way of coming back to ourselves in a healthy, in the moment place, and lifting that emotion, lifting that worry away. Because when you're having a laugh, you can't be stressed or worried, can you? And I remember going to a workshop once, and it was amazing. It was a few years back, and even thinking about it makes me giggle, because I thought, well, I'm going to go to this workshop and I don't know if it's going to be any good. So she had us laying down, all of us, with our heads on everyone else's belly. So everyone had a head on a belly, and in a great big room full of that. It was so funny. And as soon as one person started laughing, the vibration of that, in many ways, physically and otherwise, it went round the room. So we were all having, like, the worst it just absolutely got hysterical in the end. We couldn't stop. We could not stop. It went on and on for quite a few minutes. In the end, we had bellyache from laughing so much, all because nothing was funny, but because of what we were doing and the intention of having a laugh, and the actual the silliness of putting our heads on someone's belly when it's moving up and down was absolutely hilarious. Oh, is that Nicola? Oh, that's nice that you're on here. So yeah, that was hilarious. She actually had to stop us in the end, because we literally couldn't stop. It was so infectious. One person laughed and giggled, another person's got a funny little giggle, another person had a really strange laugh, and before you know it, you're laughing at those who laugh. And it was just one of the best workshops I've ever been to. And I never would have thought that. But when I left, what was really surprising, I felt so good physically. I felt good emotionally and mentally. And do you know, for weeks and weeks after, I could remember that workshop. And even the memory of that workshop made me giggle. And it just is still many, many years later. It's one of the things I talk about to other people, how important it is to be in that moment with that laughter and your smile. You know, smiling's good for you too. Smiling's the same as laughter. It moves the muscles here in your face. Your brain believes that you are happy. So as a philosopher, William James once said, William James once said, we don't laugh because we're happy. We are happy because we laugh. And the same goes about smiling. You know, we don't smile because we're happy. We know we're happy because we smile. Because when we smile, as I say, those muscles believe, they send signals to your brain, and your brain believes it's happy. You release hormones. How great is that? So if you smile, you then become happy. If you laugh, you become happy. So let's just play with either one of those. If you can't bring yourself to have a good old laugh, then at least smile. Smile at a memory, something funny that happened, or someone else's funny story. That's always good as well. I've got loads of funny stories. When you do this particular exercise, it's good for the whole body's energies. All of this, okay? All of the chakra, all of these different emotional areas that govern that physical area. But I know that when you're having a laugh, it's really good for your throat chakra and your inner child. And quite often I will give people this exercise because it's really important to keep that inner child alive, to keep that joy, that zest in you. You know, it's like having a beautiful car and no petrol if you have no connection with your inner child. And laughter is a really good way of connecting you to that child that's always going to be inside you. You know, you're always going to have that vulnerable little self that needs a laugh and a cuddle and to be listened to for her or his needs. So this is a really nice way to connect you to that part of yourself. So I have quite often given my clients an exercise to get maybe a little book of funnies maybe. And what I mean by that is the funny things that you've done in your life. You might just highlight a sentence in this book, and it might be something you've done, something silly you've done. I'm always doing that. But I used to do quite a lot when I was younger, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So I'm still giggling now at the thought of that, and other people's stories as well. But I may not tell you all of those, but their stories still make them laugh, 50 years later. And it still brings joy to their eyes and the room. It's so good. So I suggested that they go through and look back over the memories that they've had of themselves or someone else, and the funny little things that happen that make them giggle or smile, put them in the book. Because on a bad day, you might take this book and you open this book and you'll just have that wonderful memory. And without realizing it, you've just risen this energy up inside you, given you more physical energy. and keeping you well on lots of levels. So, and I'm always giggling. I try my best to giggle because I've had a whole lifetime of challenges that make you realize how important that is. So, you know, there's no excuses here. We can do it all together. We can inspire each other. So one of the funniest things I've ever done, and just one that comes to mind, is that many years ago when I was younger, I was probably about 18, and I was a biker at the time, and I had this helmet on, you know, basically just got a perm. That's how long ago it was. And I was at a seaside resort thing, and I had to go into the loo. So I've come out, and I do not want to do anything with my hair. I just want to put the helmet on and get back on the bike. Anyway, I sort of was just washing my hands when suddenly a whole bunch of women came in, and these women looked like you wouldn't really mess with them. You know, they looked a little bit hard around the edges, and there was about 10 of them. Must have been a coach trip. They all came in and they had a bit of attitude, and they're standing behind me, and they just wanted to titubate and do their hair. And I said to the woman behind me, I said, it's okay. I said, you can have the mirror. I said, you need it more than I do. What I meant by that, of course, being so dyslexic in my attitude, was I meant I'm not going to use the mirror for my hair. I know it's hilarious. I'm not going to use it, but you can have it because you need it. And it just got worse and worse. The woman said to her other friend, did you hear that? And they must have thought I was very stupid or very brave. But I remember it was just so funny. Tears were rolling down my face. I was laughing that much, thinking, how could I have said it that way? And I've done loads of those in my life, but every time I think about them, I'm already feeling happier. I'm already feeling more alive. But I don't think they're going to forget that either. You need it more than I do. So in a book, I would put, mirror, you need it more than I do. And that would just bring that memory back to me. There's another one, a really funny one here in Cornwall. Goodness, I was with the kids many years ago again, and we're trying to find a museum in a local town, and I couldn't find it, didn't know where it was. And there's a lovely young couple walking towards us. And I thought I'd ask them, see if they know. So I said, excuse me, do you know where the museum is? And they went, no, we're not from round here. And I went, duh. My kids went, what? You just called them stupid. And what I meant was, aren't we stupid for not knowing, and we're local, and you're not, you've just visited. I mean, it all came out wrong. And to say, duh, they looked at each other and walked on. Well, I can never forget their faces. Oh, my goodness me. It was really funny. It was just a thing that just came out my head. And it came out all wrong, of course, and that's why it's so funny. I don't think they're going to forget Cornwall in a hurry. So that was just a couple of examples of how you can think of things that you've done wrong. I've got loads, even local one. Oh, Julie's laughing. I know, it was hilarious. I have loads more like that. And when you can actually share that with each other, and you're not judging yourself on it, you're lighter anyway, aren't you? Who cares? It's just a thing. So you're not judging yourself on doing anything wrong. You're just laughing about it. Because when you laugh about something, it has no power. You know, the strength, the self-judgment can't get into you because you're just thinking it's funny. It's not important. It's just funny. So other people's stories might make you laugh. Put them in your book as well if you want to. Or put them on the phone notes if you like. Just so that now and again you can tap into a memory of what someone else did. It's a bit like, you know, all comedy is funny, but, you know, slapstick comedy, if someone falls over and they haven't hurt themselves, but it's funny, you know, you might think of something like that. I'm just thinking one more here. My ex, years ago, we were having a bit of a disagreement, and he was getting very angry and he was going to storm off. And he does this, which is really funny. He gets his white trainers and he puts, this is hilarious, he puts his trainers over his ears like this, and he had them sticking up, white trainers in the air, and he said, I'm not listening, I'm not listening. Oh my God, I'll tell you what, it definitely diffused the argument, because I just started laughing. I said, you're an ass. Oh my goodness, it was so funny. And of course, no more was I stressed or worried over that situation. I just could not take anything serious after that. And I will never, amongst all the things that went with that situation, I will never forget that funny moment, because that took away all that other heavier stuff that I was going through. No, I'm not listening. I put that in the book as I'm not listening trainers. Brilliant. Have you got any funny stories that you want to share with your friends on here? Or otherwise, I mean, of course, you can always join it later and do that if you feel you're brave enough to do that. But why not? You know, I don't take myself seriously at all. And if I do something funny or make a mistake, I just think, well, I'm going to find the best thing from that and have a giggle laughing about it. Because there's always something funny if you look for it. But if you don't look for funnies, if you don't put yourself in that place, if I intend to find life funny or have a giggle or I'm going to have a laugh today, then you find yourself going down a bit of a downward spiral of heaviness or obligation or things you've got to do. And you forget to have a laugh. You know, how many people love comedies? How many people love watching a good film that makes them glow at the end of watching it, you know? I've got several things on this board, but one thing I was going to say about chakras, going back to them before I get to other issues about this, we are helping the whole body just by having a giggle, just by focusing on, I'm going to have a laugh today, I'm going to watch this or do this, or I'm going to think about something that made me giggle from years ago. So when you're having this mindful lift of emotion, you're helping your red area here. This is your main battery here. You're helping that to stay open because you're detaching from worry. Like I said, you can't worry and have a laugh, can you? And you can't be stressed either. And you're also helping the orange area here because you're laughing with friends and family, or you're laughing about them. It's good for your relationships. People find you easier to be with when you're having a laugh, don't they? A bit like having a child coming into the room and they light up the room with their laughter, don't they? Well, why can't we be the child? Why can't we be a little bit more light-hearted and in the moment? So it helps our relationships, especially this area here, to function well if you can have a giggle. Yellow, this is a solar plexus, your stomach area. It helps you because you're actually exercising your muscles. Remember going back to that workshop, my muscles were aching, really aching after finishing that workshop. Wow. In fact, it was a good ache. I felt as if I'd had a workout, to be honest. A good old belly laugh. That's what we need. So, and literally it's good for this area. Then we've got the green area. It's good for oxygenating the lungs, but as I say, cardiac issues as well. Your heart works better when you're breathing and taking in more oxygen, you see? And it's really good just for your immune system, really. You're going to boost that immune system just by lightening up and having a laugh. It's also good, as I say, for your inner child, the joy that you can then bring into your life, because the law of attraction will bring in more joy as you are having more fun, having a laugh. Because you're doing that more than 17 seconds, by the law of attraction, you must attract more of that. So you'll probably find that you find more to laugh about 10 minutes later or the rest of the day. You'll probably find every situation funny, or you'll have a set of the giggles for no reason, because it's going to come back into your life, or something funny will happen around you by the law of attraction. And there's another reason to feel good about that, to have a laugh with that. So it's always good for that. And then, of course, you've got the indigo area here. That's because you're feeling happy. So this is going to open. You're going to be able to trust yourself. You'll have that feeling of connection to yourself on a spiritual level as well. And then you've got this area, purple or violet, as some people call it, this crown area here. Lovely, because this is your third eye, that's your crown. Okay, both of those are stimulated. Mind is improved. You're stimulating your mind. You can do more for whatever. You've planned better. You have more energy from those thoughts. You have more determination. More mindfulness is great because you're laughing, you're having a giggle. So we've got to find ways to have a laugh. Now, I spend time with friends or family that make me laugh. I've got a bestie, lovely Rose, and she always makes me laugh. I so love her. There's never a day that I've ever seen her that she doesn't have me in stitches. She's brilliant. Have you got a friend like that? And if not, then perhaps find someone who makes you laugh. They're much easier to be with than someone who doesn't. Don't you agree? Someone who's always complaining, bless them, might be on a lower vibration of that day. You really want someone to make you laugh. Also, you might want to watch a film, you might want to watch some comedy on your phone, you know, whatever, or however you're going to do that. I sometimes watch comedies, basically looking on here. Oh yeah, comedy shows are good. I used to love when I was younger, I used to like listening to Jake Thackeray. If you haven't heard of him, he's gone now, bless him. But I was only about 18, 20, and I absolutely loved his funny songs. The songs were hilarious. I couldn't help but giggle all the way through them. There might be other people you like that you can go to for the same reason. I still like listening to Billy Connolly. I mean, who doesn't? Brilliant, fantastic guy. And Michael McIntyre, one of my all-time favourites. Been listening to him for a few years now. What a wonderful man, you know, great humour. And don't we all feel good when we've had a good laugh from listening to any comedian that we love? Choose your own comedian that resonates with you and listen to them today. See how you feel. Or funny songs, like I say, I love funny songs. So I've got connecting talks that go with this. If you want to go and just reinforce what we're doing today with this, maybe give it more reason why we should have a laugh. But keep it simple is one of the talks I was going to give you. I think it's one of the Tea with Nans I was thinking about, not Nan Talks. Find them on my website, www.nancyfinch.co.uk. I almost read the wrong thing out. And if you tap onto any of these, obviously they're all good for you, but keep it simple is there for you. I think it's on the Nan Talks. No, Tea with Nan's not the Nan Talks. If you go onto there, you can tap onto any of these, take the talks from any of those areas that are hurting or causing inflammation, and I'm sure you're going to really enjoy that. But if you go to the light blue, that connects you mostly to your inner child, okay? That's where I was getting at. So go to the light blue if you want to, and connect to your child through any of those other exercises. But keep it simple was on the 4th of the 9th, 23. I didn't keep that simple, did I? I complicated that. So keep it simple. It's just about being in the moment and not overthinking things, you know? If we can just keep it simple, perhaps that will give us the opportunity to be mindful about where we can have a laugh and a giggle. Oh, it's infectious, isn't it? Choose your friends, as I say, and also find areas of your life, you know, think, well, I'm going to, a pocket of time. I'm going to give myself a moment in the morning before I start work. Maybe I do it through work. I'll listen to a comedy sketch, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, just enough to lift your emotional balloon. That would be a great thing to do, wouldn't it? So I hope you've enjoyed this so far. I have got something else I'm going to give you, because I used to love Spike Milligan. Lovely Spike Milligan. And he did a really nice poem that you might want to either write down or look up. It's called Smile. Because remember, smiling and laughter, it's the same thing. It's really good for you. And it's very infectious. Why don't we just do that to each other, infect each other with joy and happiness? Because we all need that right now. Collective consciousness is going to enjoy that as well. Because as you evolve in yourself, you help others. It's like a web. So I'm going to read you this and then I'm going to let you go and enjoy your day. So, Smile by Spike Milligan. Smiling is infectious. You catch it like the flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I passed around the corner and someone saw my grin. When I smiled, I realized I'd passed it on to him. I thought about that smile. Then I realized its worth. A single smile, just like mine, could travel round the earth. So if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Let's start an epidemic, quick, and get the world infected. I love that. How clever is that poem? If you could just either listen to this again or perhaps even go to look up Smile by Spike Milligan. I mean, it's a lovely thing to put around the world, isn't it? We can all play our part in that. And as we bring our attention back to ourselves and our inner child and have a laugh and think about what makes you giggle, about other people's things that they've done. There must be loads. Or listen to a good comedy or watch a film, something that makes you feel good on that level. There's nothing better than having a laugh. And I intend to do that as often as possible. Otherwise, I won't be connected to that inner child and little Nan needs it. So I hope you can look that up. I hope you've enjoyed today. Don't know what I'll be talking about next week. It's going to be a full moon in a couple of days. It's going to be great. Superb, says Val. Oh, lots of love to you. Let's find ways, and perhaps if you want to share the way, but perhaps if you find a comedy sketch or something really that makes you giggle, or a memory, perhaps you'd like to put that memory or a link to it on this, and other people that come to this may be able to listen or read that and reinforce what I'm saying today. Oh, I'm a tonic apparently. To Julie. Oh, Julie, that's so nice. Happy laughter hugs to you. And let's, as I say, the full moon's coming up in a couple of days. We need to be focused on having a laugh rather than let everything else that's going on around us become more intense, because a full moon can bring out the best and the worst in us. So it's even more reason to have a laugh when you've got a full moon coming up, because then you can imagine how much more amplified that will be, how much more fun that will be. Because I always think the moon is a bit like a quartz crystal. It amplifies all that you are. So if you can be happy and having a giggle and a laugh, then imagine how that's going to make you feel on all those levels: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, collective consciousness, how you infect another person. How wonderful. Right, okay, I'm going to let you go. Time has gone again, and I shall see you next Monday at 12 o'clock. And have a wonderful week. Maybe have a moment every day where you find something to smile about. Remember what the philosopher said: we don't laugh because we're happy, we are happy because we laugh. And the same goes for smiling. Namaste moment, lots of love. Keep your emotional balloon high, and I'll see you next week. Take care, everyone. Bye.